Final work. Arlinson Perez Herrera. DC 10839094223. English teaching to adults and adolescents. Zenaida Rubiela Alvis. Tutor. Open and Distance National University. UNAT. Seat Pitalito Huila. December 2014. Introduction. Also, this work is shared with the goal of yet constructive criticism about this, thus achieving obtain good results. Finally, it is expected that this document will be of great benefit and utility to the reader, as it has been for the author during its process and development. Lesson planning. The teachers need to plan what they want to do in their classroom. The planning can be in this way: yearly, term, unit, weekly, and daily lesson planning. The planning is a resource of both organization as presentation because it works as helper from the author. For this reason, we must bear in mind that a plan can help as substitute to smoothly take over a class when the teacher cannot teach. Finally, a plan also allows that the teacher to have a record of what has been taught and prevents the improvisation of that the themes will be repeated. Teaching language skills. In a lesson planning, it is important to consider the skills of the language, the different skills used in English language teaching to provide a better art, listening, reading, speaking, and writing. My lesson plan. Students level: high school education, age 7th grade, 12 or 13 years old. Knowledge: the adjectives and the colors. Situation: number of students 30. Classroom: the big classroom of the school, Jose Maria Escriva. Tools: the audiovisual elements as television, laptop, and internet connection. Kinds: objectives, general and specific for each class. Kinds of objectives. General purpose: give to know the adjectives, colors, and identify each one. Throw of stones, games, and didactic exercise. Also, teach to students the use of the adjective to describe, which is important to that the student to classification of objects, persons, and animals. A specific objective: the students identify the adjectives and colors. The student associate and compare the colors and adjectives with the natural elements. Recognize the colors and adjectives in the context. Classify the objects, persons, and animals in the context. Describe the objects, persons, and animals in the context. Contents. Procedural contents. Listen songs in English to identify the adjectives and colors. Practice of the pronunciation of the adjectives and colors. Recognize the colors in the elements of the class. Describe their family with adjectives and colors. Recognize the adjective to compare and describe. Identify the color through of image. Learn the colors through the fruits and objects. Practice the pronunciation of the word through didactic exercise, like classification of the cars with colors and adjectives. Identify the objective through the birds or image. Practice of the use of the adjective and colors in which the student touches and describing objects with its color. Activities. Grade student in English and show the colors and adjectives. They think together the song in English and practice the pronunciation of the words through the question, how do you say in English? And finally say the colors and adjectives of the objects in the class. Greet the student in English and tell them to look out the window at the environment and say they see this. Then ask, how are the elements and what color is each one? Finally, relate the word in Spanish and English and ask the student to point element according to your description. Grade the student in English and show the family. Then tell them that they describe their families and select the cards with the correct colors and adjectives. Finally, show them videos about description and ask what color is and how is. Components. Language components: sound, vocabulary, conversation and symbols. Speaking and listening: conversation, songs and videos. Reading: reading the image and videos. Writing: writing text with description about the context. Roles: teacher's role, student role. Target group. The methodology used is use of the songs and videos as a strategy for teaching and learning of the adjective colors and its use. The level defined for this topic is the 7th grade of high school education. A student of the school, Jose Maria Escriba. The topic selected is the adjective and colors. This lesson presents and practice the adjective and colors for that the student identify and learn to describe the context. Process. Feedback. The feedback is done when the student is correct at the time in which he is not answering the question correctly. Closures. The closure is done when the teacher congratulates the student for his work in the class and the activities, ending when the teacher says goodbye in English. Follow-up. The follow-up is done when the teacher asks to the students about the adjective and colors. Also, the teacher will give to students a paper with exercise for that day complete about the topic. In this sense, the follow-up is a continuous process in the class. Thanks so much and goodbye.